market. Now we've had a week to look at it. How do you feel about it? Is it a WL? You feel neutral?
I'm neutral. I think that, being able to buy a whole set for a set amount for VC is nice. I think that's a really cool addition. I don't like that they started changing the price of people in the tiers. 2K knows which cards are going to be good, and they're gatekeeping them by upping the prices. I liked it, rubies were a flat rate, 70,000. I don't exactly remember what the sapphires are, but if a tier level should be the exact same, let us figure out who's nice. Don't tell us who's nice before we even get to use the cards. Because who was it? I wanted Jason Kidd. That's what I wanted That's what I wanted as my backup point guard. I'm not paying 80 plus K for a ruby. I haven't even bought a single ruby at 70K. Why the hell am I gonna pay 15K more now when I was considering not getting them at 70. Now I know I'm not getting them at 84. I better hope I pack them.
Then they're gonna put them in the daily deal for the regular ruby price.
Yeah, for real. And don't even get me started on the daily deals.
Yeah, that shit's stupid.
He's 15K. Now you can get him for 14 too. Get out of here, man. What kind of deal is that? It's I've seen good things. I've seen bad things. It's
So my thoughts
they're getting carried
on the
away.
player market is I've only bought one card, which is Ruby Iggy. I don't plan on buying too many cards. But I'm withholding my rating for this system until they add diamonds to the market, and then they eventually add pink diamonds to the market, because I want to see when they add these higher cards, is it going to drop everything else down in price? So say like amethyst is what, 140 right now, and say the diamonds come out and the diamonds are like 160, 175, and then the amethyst drop down to like 110, right? Because in relevance, amethysts aren't the best cards you could buy anymore. Diamonds are, but I want diamonds to still stay at about the price of the amethyst cards. Maybe, obviously they're going to raise it a little bit. And same thing with pink diamonds. When pink diamonds come out, I want them to like drop at like maybe 180, 190, maybe even 200, and then lower diamonds down to about 140, lower amethyst down to about 80. If they do it that way, I'll be on board for the most part with the player market thing, because that'd be like, that's fair. Right now amethysts are the best cards you can buy, so it's right for them to be that 140K, because if you run into a squad of all amethysts, you're like, shit, they got a good team. That's fair. But if they're 140K all year, then that would be ridiculous. Because if they're 140K all year, by the time pink diamonds come out, pink diamonds gonna be almost 300K each. And then you still got Galaxy Opals, you still got Dark Matters. So I think if like 200K, 250K is like where these cards are going to max out at, that's fair. Because I've grinded, if you include what I paid for Iggy, I paid like 70K for Iggy. I've grinded like 250K worth of MT in 10 days. So if that's going to be how much Opal's going to cost, then I think that's okay. Because that means I'm not going to have every Opal in the game. But if I can grind 10 days and get one of the best cards in the game, that's fair to me, in my opinion.
Yeah. One of my pet peeves is with these collections, the buy all option. You could have 0 out of 15 or 14 out of 15 from a set. To buy all, the VC price doesn't change.
That's
say T-Mac. Yeah, say T-Mac. He goes, you hit square, buy all. 297,000 right now. Buy the whole set. It's going to be the exact same price if you have 0 out of 15 or 14 out of 15. If the only player you're missing is Scottie Pippen, if you hit that buy all option, you got to pay the 297.
That's crazy.
They should adjust it to how many cards you have in there.
I think that's something they could easily fix.
I think so too, but will they? I don't know, because
it's just something they might have just overlooked. And you also know 2K sometimes takes forever fixing the smallest things. So who knows? But
I hope they fix that.
That's something they could fix. But what they definitely need to fix is what you can sell these cards for. Because I get the point that you shouldn't be able to rent cards. I get that. Like, I buy a card for 70K, I shouldn't be able to sell it back for 70K. But you should be able to get close to it until they adjust the prices.
They need to cut it in half.
I would
the 60% needs to be 30%.
I was gonna say, if I buy Iggy for 70K and sell them back within 2 weeks or even a week. Let's say they change it every week, because he's less relevant a week from now. I should be able to get like 55K of that back, because that defeats the purpose of the game too, in a sense where like last year, if I wanted to get who was for the first pink diamonds, like pink diamond Steph, boom, I got pink diamond Steph, cool, he's great. But then when that next pink diamond comes next week, and I'm like, ooh, I kind of want, I'm just throwing the name out there, I kind of want that pink diamond Vince Carter. Okay, let me get rid of this Steph to try and get Vince Carter. Like that was part of the game. You got to sell some of your cards to get the newer cards. But now selling cards is almost completely irrelevant, because I'm not going to sell a card I paid 70K for 30K. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, the tax is at 60%. If they made that tax 30%, I know 10% is too low. They got to take their cut. I know, they don't want you selling it for exactly what you paid for it. If they could do like a 30% tax, I think, people are going to complain because that's what they do. But like, they got to lower that tax a little bit. It's like 60% is way too high.
But why is 10% too low? Like, we can't work the auction hall. Like, why is it ridiculous for me to buy a Ruby Iguodala, decide I don't like his jump shot, and want to sell him back for 60K? Like, why is that? I'm not making any MT. I don't understand what's the big deal with it. It's like, I'm losing MT, like I'll eat that, I bought him, didn't like it, okay, but like why should I be losing anything more than 10% for not liking a card? And granted, the way to adjust to it is like, every week adjusting the prices, where like, say a week from now you still gotta pay 70K for Iguodala, but the sell price goes down. He's a week old, not as many people want him. But if I don't want them 2 days from now, I shouldn't be getting that big of a cut.
Yeah, these prices they're not bad, but I'm not buying cards like I want to.
Especially at the clip that they're dropping cards. Like within the week, Bruce Bowen looked like he was gonna be the best small forward shooting guard. Boom, Iggy. Boom, Jason Tatum. Boom, Scottie Pippen. Like, like the way they're dropping these cards, it's just like, man, like how do I, like every day there's a new best small forward in the game, almost.
Yeah, I want this Ron Artest. I'm not paying $70,000 for him.
And I've just been blessed to be pulling so many of these cards out of these free packs and stacking my MT. I'm at the mindset where I was close to buying Scotty, but I was like, nah, I'm not gonna spend all my MT on Scotty. And then I pulled them. But I'm just at the point where like I'm just gonna stack up till they start dropping pink diamonds and opals and shit.
That's what I need to do. I started doing collections because I was gonna work towards BAM, and I wanted to try out some of these rubies. So I did the Cavs for Garland. I did Pacers for Miles Turner. I did the Magic for Paolo. These cards are all really good, so I don't regret it. It's just I think I should just start stacking my MT because I'm only sitting at 50K right now. And
then, okay, my second beef with the player market is how they're super. This Shaq card is gonna be crazy, right? Not gonna be game breaking because at the end of the day, he's not gonna be able to shoot, and he's gonna be dominant in the paint. But everybody's gonna have to just keep a guy on their roster that's a defensive guy with high strength. You run into Shaq, sub him in. But I don't like how expensive this Shaq is. The only thing that like kind of justifies it for me is I don't feel like I need Shaq, right? If you want to spend the money for him, you could go ahead. But Shaq is one of 3 diamonds in the game right now, and the other 2 are free. So I don't hate the idea of Shaq, but I just hate the fact that they're like, let's just drop these new collections every other day and see if they buy them all. And you would think
I think that's cool, but at the same time, it's tough to keep up with. There's a lot of content. A lot of content.
I can't tell you how many people I play that got the Dame, got the Devin Booker, got the Jason Tatum. And I'm like, dude, you are dropping bank.
Man, I'm looking at my centers, though. Shaq's gonna give me problems. He's gonna give me problems, man.
You gotta go get the person that'll give Shaq some decent issues. Get the Brian Reeves.
What?
He's got really high strength.
I have a story about him.
All right, go ahead.
Let me tell you. I was playing salary cap the other day. salary cap right now is extremely difficult because, they adjusted the prices and, it's tough to build a team. Well, I was starting Victor Wembanyama as my center. And this guy that I played was running Bryant Reeves. When I tell you I got drop-stepped the entire game, I mean it. I made adjustments. I put double team his ass on the catch. As soon as he touches the ball, we're sending a double. And ended up winning. But before I made that adjustment, this dude gave me 15 quick points. And one. So, just put me in the rim over and over.
Imagine how it's going to be when Shaq comes out.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. They're going to have to drop somebody with some strength because you said he's not going to be game-breaking. If you're not running somebody with 90-plus strength, he's putting you in the rim every trip down the court.
And the only reason I'd say like the difference between him not being game-breaking is if you don't run your offense through him, he's not going to do much for you.
Yeah, you gotta
run through him.
Early game Shaqs are very tricky because most of my team community doesn't play through the post. They want to run, they want a 3-hunt or a rim run with a guard. So a Shaq early is not going to be as dominant as the Shaqs at the end of the game that can dribble and do a little bit of everything. You got to actually use Shaq for what he is in the beginning of the game.
And then
you got to hit him in the post, pick and roll.
A ton of people are going to try and do pick and rolls with them, which is stoppable. Yep. Play the lane. But if you get a guy that's legitimately committed to running Shaq in the post, it's going to be tough.
You better hope he's ass. Exactly. You better hope he can't time layups. You better hope.
You better hope you double team him and he can't make a read.
Yeah. So let me tell you, as soon as Shaq's available, I'll be scrolling that player market, finding the center with the high strength. Because right now, the best strength for a center I have, I'm going to have to put Giannis at center and hope he doesn't get thrown.